Hello my friends on YouTube, I'm sorry for the delay today. Today is Easter Sunday, the 9th of April 2023. Happy Easter for those who celebrate Easter. And last Friday was, or Saturday rather, the Passover. Happy Passover for all the Jewish community. And we hope for peace for everyone. Today's video is the gagging of mouth. Islam and the gagging of mouth. Today's video is really, I'm sorry, it's really, I received some important videos, suggestions to deal with. However, this is a kind of sensitive issue. Touches me personally, and I'm going to speak about that. There are people disappearing in Egypt and in Yemen and in many places in the Islamic world. Let's be realistic. However, I'm going to speak about two cases, actually 4 cases, 2 in Yemen and 2 in Egypt. Recently, I heard about a person by name Sharif Gaber. He's a young man, he's Egyptian young man, and he became atheist. That is his business. Okay, that's his business. The intimidation tactic in Islamic countries is specifically you can become atheist, but you shut your mouth. Don't share anything with anyone. But if you are Muslim or Christian or Jewish and you have the right to share your ideas with others, and you go to witness to your faith, I mean, the atheist also, that is in a way his faith. He has freedom to express his idea. Whether it's faith or faithlessness, it's his business. And the authority knows that. The authority knows that very, very well. But if somehow, some way that will shake the political establishment and the deep state, the deep state with the media as well as the religious faction, the long arm of the deep state, which is the religious in the Islamic world. That long arm is the religious faculty, mainly in Egypt, in Al-Azhar University. They carry water for the Sultan, and the Sultan have to support them with money. Not his own money, but he leaves the door open for donation to come from individuals, from businesses, and on the international level, the oil producing countries send them money to spread the message. Okay. This young man, he's about 30 years old, I believe. His name is Sharif Gaber. He is, in my opinion, he's a very smart young man. And he doesn't like that brainwashing specifically in the Islamic religion. And I don't blame him because I don't like it either. Let's be realistic, it's nonsense. Okay, if you take a step back and think of it, I'm sorry. It's a joke to me and probably to him. Okay, so Sharif Gaber, for criticizing this nonsense, he was well, he has a sentence of 4 years to spend in prison. He's not in prison physically, but He said he didn't leave the house for 2 years, wherever he lives. I'm sure the authority knows where he is. But it is better to leave him this way. However, he cannot go anywhere. He doesn't leave his house. Okay? And this a young man, for 2 years he didn't leave his house. This is like house arrest. He's in prison already. And he knows if he leaves, he can be killed, because in Islam, when you leave the faith, people can kill you. Your blood is permitted. Okay, so that is number one. This Egyptian young man, he could be killed at any moment, because he doesn't believe in the nonsense that came 1400 years ago. There's another Egyptian man. He is a doctor. He is not a young man. He is a grown-up man. And he teaches, and he used to actually work as a salesperson for Pfizer, which is a very well-known pharmaceutical company in the United States. So he is well known, well established. In my opinion, the way he spoke, he sounds like he is one of the Muslim Brotherhood. Despite I disagree strongly with this organization and the people in this organization, the man has the right to speak. Okay? He has the right to express his opinion. Even though I hate the ideology of the Muslim Brotherhood and the ideology of Islam as a whole. It's nonsense, in my opinion. Okay? However, the Muslims have the right to express their opinion. They have the right to say my religion is good if they want to say it. They can debate it with others. It's okay. I don't care. I don't mind that. But to take him and to disappear him, of course he's in prison. For what crime? Because he spoke. What did he speak? He did not incite violence. He didn't say anything wrong. He said the fact. Unfortunately, if he's with the Muslim Brotherhood, he is shooting himself in the foot, because he was saying about the president of Egypt with the coming election that it's a show and there will be no free election as the media is portraying. I agree with him about that. That was nonsense at the time of Nasser, the time of Mubarak, the time of Sadat. It's a joke. Only the change happened when the people, like in a way, exploded and removed President Mubarak from office, because he was preparing to put his son as the coming president. Okay? That is very much dictatorship. Communist countries do that. For example, North Korea. The grandfather put his son, the son put his son. That fat guy in North Korea, his name Kim Jong-un, is the grandson. Kim Il-sung, his grandfather, established North Korea. And it became a monarchy. So he's the president, but they give the ruler to the son, to be the authority to the son to become the ruler. Dictatorship. Same in Egypt. And now, Sisi, the president of Egypt, is the president of Egypt. This doctor was saying, whoever on his account, social media account, whoever believes that election, free election will happen and people will choose, is either asleep or hoping or dreaming or whatever. None of that will happen. The rulers in these areas, one of three, I can't remember, 3 or 4, however, anyway, the idea is either he dies natural death, which is true, and then another ruler comes, takes over, gets killed, which is true. Okay, study all the Islamic history from the beginning. Okay, the founder of Islam was poisoned so that another one of his followers takes over, and he was poisoned, and the second Caliph took over, and then he was slaughtered, and one after, all of them were killed. They kill each other for that sultan power. Okay, none of them left voluntarily. It's either they died or had to be killed, or a coup, and then they get removed and another person takes over, as in the case of the recent case in Egypt when Mubarak was removed and then Morsi was they put him there by bribing people, and then he also was removed by force, and then President Sisi took over. Since then he's the president. That's about 10 years now. So elections coming, and they want to make it looks like legitimate. And this doctor was saying this is nonsense. It's not legitimate, and don't dream of that. These rulers, they don't leave voluntarily, because if they leave, they will face persecution because of the atrocity that they have committed. And for expressing this opinion, he was put in jail. Okay, there is also a Yemeni politician since 2015. He's in prison and no one knows anything of him. Why? Because one faction doesn't like him. So they had the power to capture him and put him in prison. Who knows? Or they killed him. His name is Muhammad Qahtan. I'm going to put his situation in the description box. Also, that last one is a person I know personally, and that's why I made this video. This is a man who was working in Egypt who didn't like the violence that he sees in the religion. So he wrote a small book called Humanism is My Religion. I think that will be the translation, the closest. To be a human, to be a decent person, if you let humanity settle in your heart, you will not kill anyone, you will not invade anyone's home or country, you will not marry a child or rape a woman after you kill her family. If you let humanity takes over you, you will not commit this atrocity. So he was kind of like preaching this message in Egypt, and then he was threatened. Rightfully, he had to look for another country. Back then, I really don't know exactly. I know him for about 4 years now. I don't know exactly when did he go to Yemen. He went to Yemen because it was before Yemen became hellhole as it is today. So because he spoke Arabic, he thought if he goes to Yemen and takes his message there, he will find better listeners, because in Yemen there is a lot of difficulties between the two sects, Sunni and Shiite. And basically that's the war between these two factions. One is supported, the Houthi, supported by Iran, and the Sunni supported by Saudi Arabia, and they are killing each other there. That's the stage the two ideologies of Islam are meeting each other there. Unfortunately, he waited and waited until all the airports were shut and all the embassies of all other countries pulled out. So he couldn't go back to his country because the police, the secret police, were looking for him in Egypt. And he got stuck in Yemen. And he reached out to me trying to find help. I was trying to help him, but it was not that simple or easy because there was no way out. Even he cannot go by land to Saudi Arabia or to any other neighboring countries, one of the neighboring countries, because there are many Islamic groups on the way that they can kill him, and they tried to kill him a couple of times. They raided his home, but he was not there, and then they tried to kill him. He had a video that it was caught on a surveillance camera out on the street. They tried to kill him, but he managed to get away with him, and he asked the storekeeper who had that camera to give him that video. He sent it to me. So he knew that his life was in danger, but he had no way out. So I used to communicate with him every now and then, and because now Saudi Arabia and Iran, whom are fighting in Yemen, fighting the war in Yemen between Sunni and Shia, they are coming together now. So I thought this is a good hope that the fighting will stop in Yemen. So I sent him, about 10 days ago, I sent him the news that probably soon the fighting will stop, because the two fighting countries, they don't want to fight anymore. They want to become friends. I sent him the news. Normally he will respond maybe next day because of the difference in timing, United States and Yemen. Sometimes in the same day. I waited a couple of days, no answer. I sent him another message, no answer. Another message, no answer. I called, no answer. I checked his social media, everything was erased. His phone doesn't answer. What does that mean? Well, I know very well that these people, they don't take prisoners. They kill. They're murderers. Probably they knew that it's time to end the war. And this man is also dangerous because he's speaking about humanity. He's changing. He's trying to change the thinking of the people whom we kept under our dominion. They must hate the Jews, the Christians, the Buddhists, the Hindus. They must kill the non-Muslim. And the Sunni want to kill the Shiite, and the Shiite want to kill the Sunni. And all of them, they want to kill everyone else. Killing is a career for them. They learn that from the founder of this faith, if you call it faith. So that is the situation. However, I must say, I hope he's alive. And I hope Sharif Gabber will be able to leave Egypt and live his life the way he wants. I hope the Yemeni politician will be freed. I hope the Egyptian doctor will come out soon. And for the people who are making these stupid decisions to do that to others, be very careful, because the world is changing rapidly. The United States of America 5 years ago and today is a very different country. We don't know 1 month from now how would America look like. We don't know. And we don't know how will Egypt look like. We don't know how Yemen will look like. And we don't know who will have the upper hand. So, I know these people, they don't take prisoners, and I'm not really thinking that this man is still alive. He just disappeared all of a sudden. And that I'm not saying the other cases are less important. And there are many other cases. I'm just giving some example, but this because it touched me personally, and I was actually in contact with this man for 4 years, and hoping that I can find somebody to take him out, because paying to come out is possible. The thing is, whom do you trust over there? Very hard. And he was taken for a ride before they took his money, and they didn't take him anywhere. So it could happen again. It's just we're trying to figure out where to find the person to take him out. Maybe I'm too late. I'm sorry. This is what happened. This is important, so please try to share this video. Try to make a comment. Thank you very much. We hope to hear from you.